Hi everyone, I'm back with another video and today we will be reading a book. We got a request in one of our surveys saying that one of the children or kids wanted to read a book that had a lot of rhyming and very colorful colors, and so I thought that a great book for that would be Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. And I also thought it was fitting because you're going back to school, you're starting a new grade, or you're starting school, or you're going back to daycare or different preschool programs, whatever you might be doing in the fall, or you're just staying home. Whatever your plans are for the fall, I just thought it'd be a great book to kind of send us off, just because we are starting this new chapter in a few days or weeks, depending on when you start. And so I thought the Oh, the Places You Go would be a great book to read, and we can have some discussion about it afterwards. So let's get into it. Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Definitely one of my favorite books. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. And there's someone on their way, going somewhere. Let's see where they're going. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the person who will decide where to go. So there they are, walking along with different, I think those are trees, and there's some grass in there, and we'll see where this person goes. You'll look up and down the streets. You'll look 'em over with care. About some you'll say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not so good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. And there's like a, I don't know, it looks like almost like a little monster thing, I guess. And then they're still walking, and they chose not to go down that street. That's okay. You can choose not to go down the streets you don't want to, or the not so good streets. And here's the next page. It's opener there, in the wide open air. Out there, things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, and you'll start happening too. Some pretty cool things going on, some elephants, and like it's almost like a parade float. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up, and you'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to great heights. And they're on balloons, and they're flying around because they're soaring to great heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang, and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best, and wherever you go, you will top all the rest. And they're still flying. Hopefully you can see all these great, amazing, colorful pictures. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang will fly on, and you'll be left in a lurch. So sometimes some people will move along, and sometimes you won't. And that's okay, because we all go at different paces, and we're all doing things at our own time. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then that you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You'll come to a place where the streets are not marked, and some windows are lightened, but mostly they're darkened. A place you could sprain both your elbow and your chin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much can you lose, and how much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right and 3/4, or maybe not quite? Or go around the back and sneak in from behind? Simple it's not, I'm afraid you'll find, for a mind maker upper to make up their mind. You can get so confused that you'll start into race down the long wiggled road at a back-necking pace, and grind on for miles across the weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, toward the most useless place, the waiting place. I wonder where this will lead. I wonder what the waiting place is. For people just waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for the wind to fly a kite, waiting around for a Friday night, waiting, perhaps, for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. And somehow you'll escape all the waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where the boom bands are playing. And you'll escape the waiting place. And you'll get to do super exciting things again, like play instruments and make noises and sing and have a good time. Because the waiting place isn't always forever. With a banner flip flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. Ready because you're that kind of guy. Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical thing is magical things you can do with that ball, you'll make the winningest winner of all. Fame, you'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you on TV. That's exciting. Watch yourself on TV. Have you ever been on TV? Except when they don't, because sometimes they won't, and I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too, games that you can win, because you'll be playing against you. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone will be something, you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance that you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There's some down the road between the hither and the yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. Sometimes we can be really, really scared and we don't want to keep doing what we're doing. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. on you will go, though the enemies prowl, and on you will go, through the hacking cracks howl. Upward, onward up many the frightening creek, though your arms may get sore, and your sneakers may leak. And on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. I don't know if I showed you this page, but you can go back to this page. When you're on, you will hike, and you'll go through all the things that might scare you, like those big animals there. I don't know if I think they're just like little creatures that the author made up, little creatures. But on you will go, even though those scare you. And again, on you will go, and you'll continue to hike, and you'll face your fears just like that. The little person is facing their fears of the big creature that's in front of them. You'll get mixed up, of course. As you already know, you'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember that life is just a great balancing act. Never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will, indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. Wow, they're moving a huge mountain. That's so cool. So, be your name Buxbam or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai, Ali, Van, Allen, O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Now the person in the beginning, let's see, I think it's the same picture. In the beginning, they're on their way. And then here, yeah, they're on their way in the beginning, and they're still on their way at the end. Very, very cool. Well, that's the end of this story, Oh, the Places You'll Go. And you can see that in the book that it takes you through the motions of being at a really great place where you're on TV, or you're excited to go on the hot air balloons and you're flying with your friends, to places that aren't so fun or aren't so great. And so this is more for parents, just so you can have a discussion about the book that you read. You know, sometimes when you finish books or when you finish watching a show, it's always great to have open conversations about what you watched or what you read, just so you can continue to provoke conversation and to provoke their thoughts and what they're thinking, or what or maybe to help them express how they feel about certain mediums that you're engaging in. And so for example, some questions you can ask about this book specifically is the page where it talks about the brains in your head and the feet on your shoes. So if we flip to that page, I'm sure I can get there. Here it is. I think it's this one over. Here it is. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where to go. And so with pages like this, you can ask and I got these questions off the internet just as discussion questions that some other educators had with this book, and just questions like, if you could do anything that you wanted, or if you could go anywhere you wanted, where would you go? And the emotion tied to it. So I've made a few cards. I just dropped one. Let me go get it. A few cards that would help explain the emotions that you might feel or your child may feel. And so when you ask me where I want to go and where, if I could go anywhere, do anything, that would make me really happy and excited, because I'm getting a chance to choose the things that I dream of, the things that I desire, the things that I want. And so to answer that question, if I could do anything, if I could go anywhere, I would love to go to British Columbia. I think that it's so beautiful there, and the water and the mountains are just super, super pretty, and I would love to go there and hike and explore. So yeah, ask your child questions like, where, if you could go anywhere, where would you go? And the part where it says you have brains in your head and feet in your shoes, meaning like, and addressing the resources. What are some resources that your child would need to achieve their dreams? Are they nervous about asking for help? Are they confident in asking for help? Who can you ask for help? You know, maybe your teachers, your parents, principals, family members, friends. Who are the people that can help your children out when they need help? And make that clear, and, you know, allow them to feel safe around the people they can feel safe around, and not to be afraid of the people who are on their side. And then different questions. Another example could be when you're all alone. So let me see if I can flip to that page. Not that page. This one. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone will be something. You'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet the things that scare you right out of your pants. There's some down the road between the hither and the yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. And this is a great opportunity to discuss with your kids some of the things that scare them, some of the things that freak them out, maybe about going back to school or going into a new season, or even being in this pandemic. What are some things that scare your children? And again, you can choose between the emotions. So again, I just made these really quick, simple cards with the different emotions. And for me, the things that scare me make me sad. So I would choose this one. And I would say that some of the things that scare me are this pandemic, because I don't really know what's happening. I don't know what the future will hold, when we can go back out like we used to. Again, like maybe your child is starting school for the first time, or they're starting learning from home. And these are great opportunities to be able to connect with your children and ask them questions like, what scares you? What excites you, or the things that you're nervous about? How can we help you? And so how can we make sure that you feel secure in these times, especially just because they're so different from others that they've probably experienced. And again, you can go through this video again, you can pause it at these specific pages and ask these questions, and I'll write them down in the description box below, so you can follow along, or so you can ask them after you've read the book. But also, like, again, on one of the last pages, it's one of my favorite pages because it's super, super encouraging, and it's so crucial, because it says, on you will hike, though the weather be foul, on you will go, though the enemies prowl, on you will go through the hicken cracks howl, onward up many frightening creek, down a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. Sorry, I have a hard time sometimes with the rhymes, they twist my tongue. But this is a great page. I think it's so important to know that even in the tough times, even when they might feel all alone, even though the times might be scary, it's important to know that we will get through it together, through the support of others, through the support of each other. On we will go, on all of us will go, and we will make it to the other side, and always help our children know that even in times like this, that there are still things that we can be thankful for, be glad about, but also like recognizing that it is a really different and even scary time. But again, providing them the resources that can help them move through the situations that they're experiencing, or the feelings that they're experiencing. Again, but also like instilling hope and helping them recognize that on we will go, and we'll do it together, and you're not alone. And the things you're afraid of, we can get through them, and we can talk about it, and we can see and figure out either professional ways or just community ways that we can help you out and get through this time together, because we are all in it together. And I hope that this book was encouraging. I hope that you are able to have open discussions with your children about any book you read. It's not just this one that you can have questions for. It's about any medium that you're presenting to them, whether it be through their play, through the shows that they're watching, the books that you read. It's always great to have discussion questions and ask, what did you take from this? What did you learn from this? What was your favorite part? What wasn't your favorite part? How did this make you feel? and specifically like this book, like what are some problems that you face? What are the things that make you feel alone? What are the dreams that you have? Where are the places that you want to go? And so I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye everyone.